face for print.
The working media.
They're trying to get you in the shot. Hopefully you're on the side.
No, sir.
You set?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Duke today unranked in the top 25 for the first time in 8 years, but they're still a dangerous team.
Yeah, I mean, they're not a top 25 team. Come on, give me a break. It's this league. They're 4-4 in the league, and they lost, last minute games to Clemson, Notre Dame, Syracuse. It's one of those situations that in those close games they haven't been able to pull them out. But don't worry, they're a top 25 team.
They're going through some issues too with the short bench now without Jefferson, so their starters are playing a lot of minutes and they're only using a couple guys off the bench. So I guess will the pace of the game be something you're going to be looking at?
Yeah, I mean, our strength has always been our depth, and obviously with the injury to Jefferson, it's put them in a very difficult situation, just number-wise and rotation-wise. And that's, in this league, it's a fine line, and it's a fine line for everybody. And they're just, they're not the same type of team because of that. But they've made adjustments, and obviously they've won a lot of games without him as well, and beaten a lot of good teams without him. So they've gone to some more zone. They've done some different things, but they're still one of the top 10 scoring teams in the country. Offensively they can hurt you from every spot now.
And they get a little bit of rest too.
Yeah. They get 8 days off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 8 days off, and we have a quick turnaround. But that's for the schedule makers to look at.
No doubt. Go ahead.
Nick was saying after the game, you were saying that the seniors had a meeting and to talk about just being able to finish better. He said they felt like the team had a tendency to lapse in the last 4 or 6 minutes. I'm curious if that's something you've seen with this group, not being able to finish plays or execute.
I mean, I always say, there's another team out there too.
Right.
You know what I mean? We had a turnover, a missed layup, and a turnover in the last 3 possessions, not counting the foul on Marcus and the offensive rebound. We've gotten, that those first 2 is exactly what we wanted to do. We got the ball inside, which we had the whole time, and then we got a wide open layup. So I think there's always we've talked about it before, there's always a greater frustration level when you're that close. And at the same time, come crunch time on Wednesday, we executed and did everything that we wanted to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's when you're good in those games, you got to figure out a way to win half of them, to be honest with you. And last week we go on the road to NC State and to Syracuse, and we get a split, and you can talk about all that stuff. We're at the free throw line. If we make one more free throw, then we're in overtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the, I mentioned it earlier regarding Duke, that's the fine line a lot of teams are on right now.
Right.
One of the biggest things about the loss of Jefferson is that now Plumlee has to take up a bigger load on the boards, and that's the guy you're going to want to keep away from the boards.
Well, he's had a tremendous senior year. He's a kid who's always played every possession like it's the last one he's ever going to play, which is, what college basketball is supposed to be all about. So you gotta love the kid and what he's done, because he's had a great senior year. He's been given an opportunity, and he's made the most of it. And he's done a great job of playing off those other 4 guys.
Nick's layup, it seemed like it was all but in, I guess, that the one he had late in the game.
Yeah, it was a pretty good look.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good
sort of
look.
like the easiest chance he had in the whole.
It might have been the only one that wasn't defended. You know what I mean? Because in the post, you got to score over people and so forth. And he had a great duck in. The play before, and that was good. I think that was good for Nick. It was good for the team because we went right back to him on the next action.
Right.
The play before, their defense was good, and we still got it in, but it was a 2 feet out further than where he normally gets it. And so now we had a rule in that game: post men, you get 1 dribble. You got to either score or you got to kick it out,
Uh-huh.
and that added to the mentality of being really explosive when you got it. And he was a little further out, so as they started to swarm, we started to move a little early.
Right.
And you know, that was our only turnover the entire game by a post player on a post move.
Wow.
Now we had a couple trying to feed the post,
Right.
but that was it. And you know, again, we got our starting center 15 shots. I think our post guys got 28 shots in that game.
Right.
You know, and so it was a battle of wills because they were going to try to take away our stuff from the perimeter, and so now you have to counter it and get the ball inside. I thought we did a good job of that.
Yeah.
You look at the score sheet from their last game, they really looked to Grayson Allen to pick up the scoring. 17 shots, high percentage shooting, so he's another guy that you're really
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's an all-league player. He's averaging his top 10 in the conference in scoring. You know, he's a triple threat guy. I mean, he's great in transition. He really attacks the basket, averaging about 6 free throws a game, and he can shoot the three. You know, and so now he's a tough guard. And again, just like a lot of those guys, you got to keep multiple guys on him and make him work for everything.
Does Travis need to do anything to get more playing time? Was Saturday a coach's decision to?
Yeah, you know, we only went with the point guard, a traditional point guard out there 15 minutes. You know what I mean? And you know, like I said, I think it's going to be some games where you got to play 40 minutes with those guys,
Right.
and some games it's less than that. You know.
Going back to Allen, defensively, do you feel like you have the right guys to match up with him?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to make any trades, and there's no free agency, so we got what we got. You know what I mean? And we got to challenge those guys. And then, because you know, Denard had 30 against Notre Dame. In league play, Ingram's their leading scorer and their leading three-point shooter at 46%. Half of his shots are threes. You know what I mean? So you got to guard all 5 of those guys.
Sure.
You know, you got. I mean, because a lot of times now they have Jones playing the point. You know, and he's averaging 13 a game overall. Now his scoring is down a little bit in the league because he's playing a little more at the point in the league. But you know, he's a veteran player that was a starter on the national championship team.
Nick, I mean, when you went back and looked at the 15 shots, was it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they all, if memory serves, a lot of them were close in. I mean, and he'd been playing pretty well. Did you see? Was there something that Clemson or Syracuse was doing to give him trouble in terms of making those shots, or?
What was he from the field?
I think 6. So
6 of 15.
So it was 1 or 2 that.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know you're talking. If he makes that last one, now he's 7 of 15. He's 47%.
Right.
You know, you got to. I think all the shots he took are high quality shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He missed, I think, 2 or 3 putbacks. Those are the plays. Like I said in our in the teleconference, one of the things we have to get better at. The 2 areas we need to improve in. When we have advantage breaks in the open court, we need to finish those plays. We need to get fouled or put the ball in the basket.
Right.
We have too many empty possessions in that. We need to be more aggressive in attacking the basket. We can throw away the Euro step and the pro hop and all that crap and get to the rack. That's what we need to do. Second thing is when we're around the basket, either on a post move or after an offensive rebound, we need to explode to the rim because that's our opportunity to put it in or to get fouled. And we're you know, it's just each guy one more a game.
Right.
That's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need some guy to shoot 80%. We just need one more game.
Yeah.
And that's that fine line I'm talking about. That's where we're at. One more putback, one more in the post where we finish it, or one more on an offensive rebound instead of missing it, kicking it out. And you know, we had 2 big threes in the first half on offensive rebounds where we kicked the ball back out. And that's something that that key area offensively is something that we need to make some improvement in.
How different is this offense when Adam Smith is hitting shots from threes especially? How different does the rest of the game go for you?
Well, I think even when he's not hitting them, the game has changed because we're able to get the ball inside, and against most teams, you're able to drive the ball. You know, that's what we were able to do against NC State. We were able to get the ball inside, and we were able to drive it.
Right.
And that's a pretty good recipe because we still have enough offensive actions where we can still, even if they're really zoning in on Adam, we can still get him some good looks, you know. And now those looks may be have to be taken maybe a half a second quicker than normal, and so instead of 7 for 13 or 7 for 12, maybe he's 5 for 12. But then you got to make up those points and get 6 or 8 points because of their defense on him as well, you know. And that's again what, you know, like I just said, you're battling for, you know, out of the 8 guys, 1 more basket from 4 of them, you know. And then if you do that, you're in a whole different situation.
Yeah.
With Duke, do you see teams, because of their thin bench, do you see teams like making more of a deliberate attempt to get them in foul trouble than they might otherwise? Or?
I think if you look at the couple of the games where Ingram and Grayson Allen got in foul trouble, they lost both those games. You know what I mean?
Right.
I do think they're playing more zone because of that,
right.
Not necessarily because those guys trying to rest them on
Right,
defense, because if you play for Coach Krzyzewski, you ain't resting on defense no matter what you're in,
Yeah.
you know. But less one-on-one
Yeah,
situations where you can draw fouls.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing.
Does their zone compare to what Syracuse does with
It's a
theirs?
similar zone. You know, it would be like, you know, does team-wise motion offense compare to Bobby Knight's at Indiana? It's the same offense, but it's not
Yeah,
the same.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're long. You know, they play with Ingram up top. They're very long. So you still got to gap drive. You got to get the ball inside. And you got to make shots. Other than that, it's really easy to attack.
Really don't need 2 days, just need 1 day.
Yeah.
And walk through.
We should have played on Sunday. Who needs prep? Who needs rest? All good?
Thank
All
you.
right.